Welcome back. The Sir Arthur Lewis Community College is receiving assistance under the Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project, DVRP, for much-needed repairs and rehabilitation.
The Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project, DVRP, aims to reduce disaster susceptibility and increase long-term climate resilience in St. Lucia by addressing the multifaceted risk associated with hydrometeorological events. The DVRP also finances the reconstruction activities that are to be implemented to rectify the damages caused by Hurricane Thomas and the December 2013 floods. The Sir Arthur Lewis Community College's Victor Archer building, built in the 1800s and serving the Division of Arts, Science and General Studies, was badly damaged.
In the mid-2000s, we had an earthquake that damaged the building, and in 2010, we also suffered further damage with Hurricane Thomas. And that just meant that we were not able to use the top floor after Hurricane Thomas.
I came in here in 2016. It was already in a deplorable condition. We found that when it rained, that water will come through the roof, penetrate the upper floor, and then come and disturb the classes. So, in effect, when it was raining, we could not have used this floor.
In 2018, the building was decommissioned, thus displacing and inconveniencing hundreds of students and faculty.
The dean's office had to be moved. The admin offices who support the dean and serve the students also had to be moved. The building holds 6 large classrooms, many of them holding as many as 60 students. That also had to be moved. So it meant that the college had to find space to ensure that the administrative functions of the unit continued and that the students had a classroom to do the learning in. So it made life very difficult for us.
The Sir Arthur Lewis Community College made an official request for funding in May of 2013, and this request was supported by central government. Designs and estimates were invited by local independent contractors. By mid-2016, the bidding process commenced, but the final design was completed in March 2018. On June 1, 2020, contracts were signed to rehabilitate the over 200-year-old 2-story Victor Archer building at a cost of $2.9 million EC dollars. Through a competitive bidding process, the contract was awarded to Mega Construction, Inc.
We have to install new ceilings. The flooring is bad, so we have to redo those. We have to give it a facelift in terms of the aesthetics. We want to make sure that the building maintains the same appearance as the surrounding buildings.
The construction involves steel beams along with timber floor joists, and on top you have a wooden floor. Okay? Now if you look closely, right, you could see that there's some deterioration, and possibly due to wet rot or termite infestation somewhere along the lines. So hence the reason why this floor will have to be properly assessed.
When complete, the Victor Archer building will consist of 6 large classrooms on the top floor, inclusive of a language lab and an administrative office, whereas the ground floor will comprise of 3 spacious classrooms, a small kitchen, and a departmental archive. This project is expected to be complete by June 2021. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
As St. Lucia inches closer to Christmas, residents are being advised to safeguard their health. With the advent of COVID-19, a local doctor admonishes residents to remain alert and avoid any trips to the emergency room this festive season.
Binge drinking, food poisoning, and dehydration are all things associated with the holiday season. In St. Lucia, the phenomenon is no different, with scores of people going through the accident and emergency department at Christmas time. While the stress of holiday planning and the urge to party can be great, Dr. Harini Vermeulen is admonishing citizens to take particular care of their health. COVID-19, she says, will only add to the already concerning situation.
A lot of people in St. Lucia problems with alcohol. They might have to come to the hospital, come to the clinic, but they're at the home all the time. So during this season, I must say, hospitals will be filled up with patients after binge drinking, binge eating. And because of the COVID that's going around, it would keep them more vulnerable because their immune system will be less tolerable now and they're more prone to get COVID or any is a flu season. So it can be the regular flu or even the COVID, or even it would affect the other systems, especially if they are diabetes and high blood pressure.
Food poisoning is a common issue during this time of year. Dr. Vimula asks that people store and prepare their foods properly, as well as be aware of where they buy cooked foods while on the go.
People like to buy a lot of food in advance and store them. So the way it has to be stored and the way the distributors come from all overseas, you have to be very cautious about it, because this is the season for food poisoning. You get salmonella infections, E. coli infections, so you have to watch particularly the way you cook, the way you wash your meat, and the way you refrigerate it.
Dr. Vimula made a special appeal to children at home.
Try to eat a healthy diet. That's the main important. Cut down on the sugary drinks, fatty foods, and I notice the kids these days are putting up weight too, because they are mostly staying home and don't have a physical activity. So play around the house. If your siblings living together, play with your siblings. Don't stick to your gadgets. Don't stick to your phones or iPads. Try to use a lot of activities that's more like physical rather than sit and do stuff.
Eating nutrient-dense foods, fitting in time for exercise, and getting quality sleep are all things that one can add to their daily routine to boost their immunity. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
First National Bank has partnered with several key business professionals in presenting the St. Lucian public with a wealth of wisdom for 2021. The local bank released its 2021 calendar earlier this month, featuring 13 of the island's most prominent business leaders.
As the year 2020 draws to an end, many are becoming more and more trepidatious about what the new year will bring, particularly as it pertains to COVID-19 and the economy. Will St. Lucia receive a vaccine? Will it be administered, and how much would it cost? Will all the tourism workers be called back to work? In light of these uncertainties, the management of First National Bank felt it was necessary to place its focus on a wealth of wisdom for 2021, starting with the calendar and then transitioning into the Stanley French Education Forum, which took place earlier this month.
2020 has been not only the most challenging year for most, if not all, St. Lucians, but some might even say one of the most depressing years that we have seen. And we wanted to start 2021 with some level of hope, something that we could aspire to, something to tell us it's not all lost. Reposition, retool, and get ready for 2021.
According to Johannes, it's all about coming and working together. And St. Lucia has a substantial number of seasoned and experienced business leaders who have a wealth of wisdom that the entire society can benefit from.
The guiding principle was seasoned, experienced, years of service. And we conceptualized, okay, who are the Fortune 500 of St. Lucia? And what can we learn from them? What nuggets could they leave with aspiring entrepreneurs, business professionals, and even SMEs to inspire them to take chances in 2021. Don't be despondent about how 2020 panned out. There is hope, there is opportunity. You just have to keep going out and seeking it.
The First National Bank 2021 Wealth of Wisdom calendar begins with Sir Michael Chasney and ends back in January 2022 with Dr. Romel Daniel. The new calendars are available for free at all First National Bank branches.
Penny Pinch has launched its digital wallet. The app allows one to make cashless payments, send and receive money, and get exclusive rewards. The CEO of the company says he is looking forward to collaborating with corporate entities and other small businesses on island, and says the company looks forward to sensitizing the public about the benefits of cashless transactions. Genevieve Gonzague has more.
Penny Pinch is celebrating the launching of its digital wallet. CEO and founder of the business, Martin Hanna, explained that the business app has many benefits to the St. Lucian public and is a great way to thrust people into cashless systems.
That allows customers to make contactless payments using their smartphone, as well as be able to send and receive money to any friend and family who use the Penny Pinch app. apart from just being able to pay off your phone and send in money, you're also able to get exclusive discounts, cash back, as well as rewards even on your birthday when you shop using the Penny Pinch app. So we've partnered with over 30 merchants so far, and we're expanding that list very rapidly. We're also getting a lot of interest from small businesses who want to start accepting payments using Penny Pinch because it may be difficult for them to get access to a card machine. So we're also providing that method or that access to smaller businesses as well who wants to start accepting payments.
He says he is aware of the situation with the transportation sector in St. Lucia and says the organization is more than willing to partner with them.
So we have gotten some interest from the transportation industry to implement Penny Pinch's cashless system to the bus association, and we're actually very happy to start looking into it. And what's great is that customers are able to make payments without an active internet connection, so that also helps with implementing a strategy to make it work. So we are talking to the stakeholders in getting this done.
Hannah says there should be no fear when it comes to using the product, as security of the app and digital wallet is at the top of the organization's priority list.
We take security very seriously, including security pins that customers must enter to access their wallet, as well as on our end, we encrypt all transactions that are happening between the app and our servers, and we ensure that there's layers of protection to ensure that customers' money are safe.
He says the response from the public has been incredible, as many are impressed that the idea was developed by St. Lucian youth. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. The latest weather forecast is coming up next.